Okay guys, welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to be doing this stitches on a balloon tutorial. Drop down a grid node, dive in, set the rows and columns to 64, connect two transform nodes, duplicate this like that. On the first, set the Y to minus 0.05, and on the second one 0.05 on the Y translate. Drop down a group before this transform, set the group type to points, tick off base group, tick on include by edges, scroll down and tick on unshared edges, and come back up and set the group name to edge underscore bottom. Duplicate this node and connect it here, and name this as edge underscore top. On transform 2, make it visible, and on the drop down pick edge underscore top and put an exclamation mark before the E, and this is to exclude it from the movement. And do the same for transform 1, edge underscore bottom exclamation mark, and then connect a merge to these two. And if you look at the bottom, the it's a bit dodgy, so you want to drop a reverse here, and that will fix the normals. Drop down a Vellum configure balloon, then drop down a Vellum solver. On the Vellum solver, set the constraint iterations to 32. On the forces tab, set gravity to 0. On the Vellum pressure, set the stretch rest length scale to 30. And if you make the Vellum solver visible and click play, you should have these two pieces of fabric rip apart from each other like that. And obviously we don't want this in the effect, so bring the Vellum solver down and then drop down a Vellum weld points node. Set the geometry group type to points and the target group type to points. On target group, set it to bottom, and on group, set it to top. On the Vellum cloth, set the stretch stiffness to 6 and then 1 to the power of 10, and the damping ratio to 0.1, and set the rest length scale to 1.5. Then come up here and bring down everything other than the groups. And now we're gonna draw the stitches, so drop down a draw curve here. On projection, set the projection to ZX, make it visible, and then make the merge partially visible. And now come to a topish view and draw where you want the effect to be. So click this little button here and then draw it however you want to have the effect. And I'm gonna do something like that. Then drop down another group node after the second group. Drop down a wire here, then bring the wire into group 3. So now on this new group, set the group type to points, set the group name to stitch underscore top, tick off base group, tick on keep in bounding regions, and on bounding type, pick bounding object. Then copy this new group and put it over here, and then connect it like this, and call this as stitch underscore bottom. And then come back down to Vellum stitch here. On the geometry group, pick stitch underscore top, and then on target geometry target group, pick stitch underscore bottom. Then if you make the Vellum solver visible and click play, and that is pretty much the effect.